So we're in Central Park right now. Got Rafal here. Rafal is in the middle of closing a deal that literally the buyer backed out 10 minutes ago while we were in WeWork. And he's like, well, shit. Like, okay, I got to find another way to dispo this deal. Hit up one of his buddies. And it sounds like he's JVing with him, or it might be his own dispo manager. And literally in 10 minutes sold it to another person. So he's negotiated, making sure that all the numbers work, so that way they could sell it to the next person and send out the assignment agreement. So once he's done here, we're gonna ask a few questions in regards to how he sells deals on market.
Everything is ready to go. Okay, bye.
That's crazy.
So I just backed out about an hour and 30 ago. I told my very, very good buddy, who's also a wholesaler, that there was ripples in the water. Something is going on. There's gonna be some drama. And he just called me that he just sold the deal. We just negotiated. I was previously making just around $8,500 on that deal, small little assignment, and I just turned it into an $11,000 assignment. It's a good premium on a deal that was supposed to close tomorrow. Now it's gonna close Friday, but we're still gonna save the day. The woman is pre-foreclosure. We did an eviction, we changed locks, we junked her house, we did everything on this deal. And she doesn't have to see the unfortunate notice of us not making the deal happen. Little things you got to do sometimes just to keep the brand in the face, but it is what it is. But it's just crazy that we made that happen all within 2 hours of a buyer default.
Honestly, I think an hour and a half was literally conservative. That literally felt like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
I mean, it was upstairs when we were at the WeWork, so it wasn't even that long ago. Yeah, I guess maybe a little less than that, 45 an hour ago.
I said 10 minutes while you were on the phone. But I was like, dude, that literally felt like 10 minutes. It was literally right there and there. So.
Shout out, my man's name is Jonathan. He is an absolute G when it comes to dispositions. However, we're getting there. We're building up our dispositions channel as well. But he's great. He's calling me right now.
Shit.
Hey, man, sure. No worries. Do the math. Okay. Right now, for real, I was hoping to do 156 net. I really need that. 156 net. Exactly, after all my costs, that's right. Works? No, actually this is with Title Pros. I'll send you the wire information. No, it's Shannon. Title Pros of Florida, Shannon. Someone else. I'll send you wires info, yeah. Okay. Fire. Let's get it done. I'll send you wire information in a few minutes. Assignment, give me about a half hour. I'll prepare it as soon as I get back to my laptop. And cheers to another deal. Sounds good, boss. Talk soon. Oh yeah, I'll send it to him right now. I'll refund his deposit in 30 seconds and it's ours. Don't worry about it. He'll walk when he gets his money back. Fully. All right. Bye-bye. Done deal.
That is so lit. That is so lit.
So we just made an extra $1,000 off of a buyer fumbling the bag.
That is so lit.
Not much in a Floridian market, but it pays the bills and it covers my marketing for 2 months.
Money's money. Money's money. So that's all. That's fucking crazy. Good shit.
Yep. Gotta love a hot market. Dispositions is a fun piece of the puzzle. The tricky thing with this deal, honestly, was, guys, Okeechobee is in the middle of nowhere in Florida. However, people are very optimistic about it, especially the Miamians, because they think that it's the only last place you can still buy houses for sub $200,000, and that's exactly what this buyer is looking for. They just want a quick rental play or maybe a fix and flip. I don't know what this guy wants to do, but I know the previous guy wanted it for a rental. He just got shit terms from his hard money lender, and so that's why we lost him.
Bam.
So, vet your buyers.
We're going straight? We're going left?
We can go straight.
Okay. Where you at? Okay. So how'd you find this deal?
How did I find this deal? So I did this one actually using an agent. Shout out to Julie. She reached out to one of our marketing channels. Is actually SMS. We were just reaching out and seeing if she had any, available quote-unquote fixer-uppers in the area. She actually had this very, very hairy deal. Brought it to our attention. She knew that it wouldn't go conventional or retail for that matter. There was grumpy tenants. The house was a piece of shit. Everything that could be wrong was wrong. The nice thing was, honestly, we killed them with kindness. They thought they can get way more. Had 2 buyers before us. Neither one of them posted escrow. So as soon as we locked it, I posted escrow actually before I even locked it. Damn. Just to prove how convinced we were that this was a good deal. The buyer's absolutely ecstatic. She's become best friends in my title company. The representative, shout out to Shannon, Sam is the seller. His best friend for the last 6 weeks as we've been going through this process. But yeah, it was a very, very hairy deal that an agent brought to us and thought an investor was the best out for this homeowner. You name it, list pendants, eviction, junk out removal, back utilities, everything. We dealt with it all, and dealt with actually a falling out with the agent in the midst of it all.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yep.
So you do all your deals on market. Rafal, as I was saying earlier, does all of his deals on market. We call him the on-market king because he literally can do 10 deals in just on market. And his main source of marketing is reaching out to these agents and being well known for closing deals quickly. So it sounds like you got this from SMS. Is that generally your normal marketing channel to connecting with these guys, or do they like just hit your line, or they know you at this point so they'll just call you?
Yeah, so we've been repeat texting agents for about a year and a half now, maybe a little bit more than that. But long story short, basically, it's a very similar SMS blast that we're doing, and the agents at this point don't even respond to us. However, they just know we're there. So whenever that fuzzy deal comes up, some of them do call. I have personally probably my phone book, maybe like 600 or 700 local realtors in that area. The rest of them, they call when they have a problem. So they just know our phone number exists. They save it. Usually most of them tell me, hey, I just save you as the annoying investor that texts every 30 to 45 days.
No way.
And they just call me when they need a problem solved, honestly.
No way.
Some of them, obviously you'll get your casual, F off and whatever. But a large amount of them appreciate the repeat and honestly just reach out when they have something.
Wow.
It's pretty great.
So do a lot of these agents know that you're wholesaling it and or the sellers?
So when we first started, obviously, as we all kind of started, we all pitched ourselves as just being buyers. That has evolved tremendously. I actually have a deal right now that I'm wholesaling that the seller is an agent themselves. And I told them straight off the bat, I'm going to wholesale this. And she's like, great. I just had a passing in the family. I could not list this. I would literally bawl every time I'd have to show this. Go for it. So yeah, we're really transparent now. When we found that radical transparency with agents has worked great. We signed 2 contracts today, both of which we told the agent that we're going to be wholesaling it.
Wow.
And both of them said, yeah, go for it. Do
Wow.
it. We weren't able to sell this, taking it off the market, or we're not even going to list this because we know it's not going to sell on the market.
Wow.
Give it a shot.
So your primary source of revenue is agent marketing, finding deals via SMS, and wholesaling them. Do you do anything other like novations or buy and holds from that marketing channel?
Yeah, so we actually had 2 other novations going on. One is still in the process. Aside from that, we have 2 active fix and flips. One is a high-end luxury waterfront that we're actually doing a full-on gut reno with an addition of like a beautiful outdoor wet bar and everything. It's gonna be like a $1.9 million flip. And aside from that, I actually also am part owner of a mobile home park up in northern Florida. That was actually found via wholesale channels as well.
Really?
A wholesaler brought that to my attention, knew I was a little bit more creative. Deposited escrow, found the rest of the money in the next 2 weeks, closed, and now we're proud owners of a 14-unit mobile home park near Tallahassee.
Wow. Sounds like you did a bunch of marketing to be able to get those.
Yep.
But on top of that, how do you fund things like that? It sounds like you started in maybe your 20s, right? That was interesting. Sounds like
so fun.
sounds like you started maybe in your 20s.
Yeah.
You're in your mid 20s, right? Late 20s.
Turning
Sorry.
29 in July.
Holy shit. You're old as hell. So it sounds like you're in your late 20s, you're turning 29.
Yep.
When you first started, how did you either raise the funds, get the funds, save the funds?
Yeah, so I actually didn't do it very financially responsibly. In fact, I did it very riskly, if you will. Quit my job on a whim because I just didn't appreciate what they had wanted for my next couple of months. I wanted to relocate with the wife, and it just was what it was. I had a health scare, and I just wasn't willing to wait to embrace my entrepreneurial spirit any longer. Once that happens, kind of similar to your story, bankrolled the initial marketing using a 0% APR business credit card.
Nice.
Went immediately day 1 into SMS marketing, not a single, I didn't start cold calling at all. I went straight to SMS. And then from there on, once the social media presence and the friends and everyone that was back in my background, either in my friends who are in finance or still in engineering, I was able to raise some capital using thanks to all of them to fund those flips, to fund some of these projects. In Florida, our earnest monies are pretty high. I raised for that too. So I have some, call it quote unquote gator lenders helping me out as well. But it was really close network. I haven't really fundraised beyond that yet. Haven't had to. But Now we're about to, as we're going into our next mobile home park acquisition, I'm gonna start expanding that horizon on who I'm raising from.
And what's the most you raised?
Right now, we have approximately, I say about $750,000 in raised capital.
Wow, very cool. So that's pretty good, and a lot of it comes from family, friends, stuff like that.
Correct. Yeah, you'd be surprised when you ask around your close circle how many people are willing to invest. It's crazy.
Literally.
It was just getting past the fear of rejection,
100%.
and then once that kind of dropped, it was amazing.
It's crazy. Literally, what I tell people all the time is like, there's more money than deals out there, and I have these dudes in the military that were like, I never thought, like, literally idiots in the military that I would do stupid shit with all the time, that were like, basically telling me. I had literal idiots in the military that were literally offering $100,000 or so to raise money.
That's amazing. I can't believe we just witnessed that. That's hysterical.
So sick.
Did he have a whoopee cushion? I kind of want to witness this.
That was so sick.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Did you see him
Yeah, that was so funny. That was so sick.
I hope the camera caught that.
That dude just literally faked an ass rip while we were recording. That was wild.
Welcome to New York.
Dude, that was so funny. But there's been people while we're just recording, like the lady with the, you see the lady with the bubble? She literally like blasted bubbles while we were recording. That was so funny. That's crazy.
Central Park for you. Aren't you glad we went for the walk?
Dude, absolutely. That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I felt the same way. It just, the floodgates opened.
Dude,
Half the friends I had
100%.
no idea turned out to be co-invested in commercial warehouses. Other guys building data centers on the low while working normal W-2 jobs.
Literally.
It was wild.
It was so crazy. But like, if you just post on social media or on Instagram or on your story, like, hey, need money for a good reason, not just because you need like a GoFundMe. It's crazy how many people will respond and be like, hey, I have this person, I have that person. What are you offering or whatever?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's great. Left.
Yeah, we go left.
This is fucking beautiful.
It's such a nice day.
Dude,
And it
that's
started
crazy.
out nice and cold today, too.
That's crazy. So now, what are your goals? Where are you going to be within your 20, let's say 32?
Yep.
That's my favorite lucky number.
Really?
Yeah, 32 is my favorite number.
Okay.
When you hit 32, where do you expect yourself to be in 3 years?
So right now I'm really doubling down on building out the team. So I'd say by that point in time, I'm really hoping that the wholesale operation is pretty consistent and repeatable and has a solid team. We just did our quarterly and 1 year and 5 year goals with my business partner a couple weeks ago. It's been more than a couple weeks. It's been like a couple months ago. But by that point in time, there's a certain number that we want to have in assets under management, number of doors that we want to have as well for personal rental using our profitability off the business. But for me personally, if I were to expand beyond just the horizon side of wholesale, definitely really excited to do more in the mobile home park space and start playing in development. I'd love to, just because my background here, having been in New York in the engineering side, it was so much fun to watch developers play with bigger stacks of money, do big things, make beautiful, beautiful buildings. So that's like call it the 5 year, which is a little bit beyond 30, but I think could be very reasonable to at least start. I was saying the first building I want to start with is a 16 unit. It's like that nice in the middle ground that you can sell to retail rather than, and so that would be hopefully what we've accomplished by that age at that point in time.
So this is uptown over here.
Correct. We're passing, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, MoMA right now. Let me double check. Yep, this is the MoMA on our right hand side, Museum of Modern Art.
Damn.
No, the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Dude, the crazy part is like when I met Rafal, he was like 5-6 months ago.
Yep.
And he always struck me as just like by the book, very professional, which he is. He's by the book, very professional.
I was about to say, what are you going to say?
Yeah, he is. He is. He's actually, I'm definitely the one that fucking has some screws loose in the head. But it's just hilarious, like seeing the difference and like seeing it in person. And seeing how it switches when he does his sales calls and having that switch. It was awesome hearing your dispo call earlier and just being like, oh my God, like he's actually a shark. And then right after you're like, hey, you guys want to go get some cookies? Literally, he didn't say that, but that's kind of like, that's like what you think of when you see Rafal. Like literally this whole week he was like, hey, can I take you guys here? Can I take you guys there? Can I pay for this? Can I pay for that? Like, very hospitable, very inviting, very nice. Then he's on the phone. He's like, no, you need to pay me my money. It's fucking crazy.
I love it.
To see the switch up.
It's the European in me. We love hosting.
Damn. And money.
And money.
And
yeah,
money.
we do. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like David says, I love money.
Dude, that's so fucking crazy. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I wanted you guys to get to meet Rafal. This is going to be on the YouTube channel. Rafal's a beast. Feel free to follow him on social channels.
We'll add it below.
Yeah, we'll throw it in the Instagram channel. And yeah, guys, On-Market King. Appreciate you, my dog.
Oh, yeah, Marge. It's the one right here.
What it do? Sauce up on you too. You know I'm dripping, baby, and you dripping too. I know you love me, baby, and I love you too. I know you love me, baby, and I love you too.